Today, hello everyone. Today, what we're going to see is how we can use Wireshark tool in order to capture the HTTP packets and then to analyze them. So, I have already explained you what is this Wireshark tool all about. It is used by administrators to capture the packets and to analyze them based on, like, to find out the performance of the network, to see if any intrusion is happening, or to identify the bottlenecks and all. The network administrators can use it. And so today what we are going to do is we are going to capture the HTTP packets. So what you have to do is very simple. You have to capture the HTTP packet. So HTTP get and post interaction is what we are asked to analyze. So let me explain a brief about HTTP get and post interaction, and then we will move on to the experiment how to do it. So HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and this particular protocol is used for accessing the web pages, you all know. And it works basically on the client server model, and it works over the TCP protocol. And over here, what we have is that, uh, the client has to query the server in order to get the web page elements and all to be loaded. So in a web page, there can be text, there can be pictures, there can be scrolling text, anything it can be. So these are called as URI, or uniform resource identifiers. So each of this has to be fetched and displayed to the client. So in the get method, what happens is that all the requests, whatever you have to fetch, everything is encoded in the URL itself. Whereas in the case of post method, the server is queried based on the message which is actually at the end of the trailer of the message is where we'll be passing on all the queries. Request can be cacheable, whereas a post request, it's very difficult to cache and all those things. So these are base difference between the get and post method. Now, how we run the experiment is what I'm going to explain. So you just have to start the simulation. It will start capturing a lot of packets. Now, meanwhile, what you have to do is that you have to open a browser, and you have to give any URL. So I have given www.newhorizonindia.edu is what I have given. Okay, so our college website is what we have given. So the moment it is loaded, then what you have to do, you have to um, you have to stop this particular simulation. So my web page is loaded, so I stop the simulation. And when I'm stopping the simulation, after I stop the simulation, you have lot of packets which are being captured, but your intention is to find out only the HTTP packets is what you're asked to find. Okay, so you can give in the filter HTTP. There are various methods, like, you can actually give HTTP dot request, you can give, right? So you can get all the requests you can actually get actually give in the filter, or you can actually give request.uri, request.version, query parameter. Like this, you can actually give a lot of filters you can actually give. So HTTP is basically the filter that you have to give when you're actually doing. So it will capture only the HTTP packets. Now, what all you can see over here, you can see that it uses get method. It is using the various get method in order to capture the information and all. So as I've told you, I've just reloaded the page. When you're giving as a fresh query, you can see how it varies. So let me explain you with respect to the reloading of the page, and then I will show you how a new URL, when we are giving, how it actually works. Also, I'll just show you. So over here, you can see that in this particular part, you can see that the application layer, the protocol which is ruling is the Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And I've already explained that HTTP works over TCP. So all the source, port, destination number, sequence number, and all those things you can actually find here. It uses the version HTTP 1.1 version. And you can see the IP packet, the flag information, everything you can see. Now what I'm going to do is, this is when I actually reloaded the packet. So I'll just show you once again when you are actually running this particular program. So over here, I'm just, when I run again, it asks you whether to save or not. I don't want to save it. Okay. Now what I do is I open a browser, and I am going to give, um, I'm going to give the request www.newhorizonindia.edu is what I'm giving. Our college server website address is what I'm giving. So the page is getting loaded, and once the page is loaded completely, so here you can see when the page is getting loaded, you can actually see, lot of commands which is actually, or packets which is getting captured, you can actually see, right? So the page is now completely loaded, and so what I do is that once a page is completely loaded, I'm stopping the filter. Okay, I'm stopping the capture. Now in the filter field, you just give it as HTTP. You will have all this kind of packets which is being captured. So now let us analyze a few of the packets which is being captured. So you can see that how they communicate. You can actually see they communicate by means of the the response codes is what. So you can see a response code of 301. You might be very familiar with the response code 404 not found, right? So so you can actually see so many of this particular information you can see. So there is a column of testimonial, so you can see here a testimonial, it is fetching from there, right? Then over here you can see the various information you can actually see. So 200, okay, the response code like loading of the text or HTML, and the response is okay, you can actually see it like this. So you can see that the style sheets CSS is getting loaded by means of the get method. It's querying the server, and the server is responding by means of the various requests. So each of the response code is having different meanings. Say for example, 200 is the response okay, 404 not found, 301 it is the 301 is wherein you have the move permanently kind of status. 304 is where there is no modification which has happened in the cache. So basically we are fetching from the cache and giving. So all this information you can actually see when you are actually running the HTTP protocol. So over here you can see it works over, the main important thing you can see is that it works over the TCP protocol is where it works, right? So the TCP operation you can see, the timestamp you can see, how the various flags you can see, how it is set and all you can see, right? And the each of the packet is having the sequence number. That is why when we are trying to load a web page, we are not getting any indefinite kind of answer that we get exactly what is that. The page is not able to load because of so and so reason, not found, or no internet connection. We get actual response code we'll be getting. So it is because HTTP works over the TCP protocol. Okay. So we have seen all these things we have seen. Now moving on to the frame details also you have, right? So how the data from the application layer, which is basically an HTTP request, gets actually transferred, or gets into the working with respect to the HTTP packet, how the server is queried and all you can actually see by means of this get and post method, how this is how the interaction is actually happening. So hope you understood this particular interaction, get post method. Okay, so with this, the HTTP get post session is over. So basically, when you have to run again, you have to remove the filter and then run it, and basically open any particular web browser, and you can actually, web browser, and uh, you can wait for the web page to get loaded, and then you can actually give a filter HTTP. You can give the filter. You get all the HTTP packets to be retrieved. Thank you.